Reunification in a special nation. Bring your family to me. Here with the Portuguese. Oh, I'm here in Portugal, living on my own. They're coming to join me in our Portuguese home. Yes, reunification, sweet as music to me, was such a lonely time, was such a lonely time. Then Carl and Gilda appeared, work visa magic from you. My family's reunified, we're all satisfied. Reunification, reunification, reunification.
Hola, bon dia. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal live stream from Expats Portugal. How are you doing this morning? Well, I hope tudo bem. Como está? Do let me know in the comments, please. And of course, there, Warren Sharm and his tune Reunification, because that's what we're going to be talking about with Gilda today. Zilda Pereira, of course, joins us on Migration Monday here on the Good Morning Portugal live stream with a bit of an emphasis on reunification. I noticed that I was reminded that Brits who were here before the Brexit with what do you call it, debacle, I suppose, are able, if they were here and registered as residents before all that trouble started and before their status changed to third country folk, they can bring, I was going to say friends, they can't bring friends unless their friends are their family. So family, you can bring parents, partners, and children. If you were a Brit pre-registered before the final part of the Brexit withdrawal agreement with Portugal. So, and of course that applies to anyone else who's a resident here, the reunification visa. And we'll talk to the expert, not my waffle about that you've just experienced for the last few seconds, but Gilda, the expert, will be here from EI, or A as they call themselves, who you can find on our business directory at expatsportugal.com. And she'll be joining us from around 9 o'clock. Have you got any more film recommendations for her? I wonder what she's been up to this weekend. I wonder if she's had a good weekend. I wonder if you've had a good weekend. Do let me know in the comments if you will. Oh, Lonnie's here, everybody. Look. Bom dia, todos. Speaking a bit of Portuguese as well, which is fantastic. And wow, what are we getting a wow for? Jumi Jumi. Jumi Jumi's here. And is that for me, Jumi Jumi? Oh. So let's see. I'm picking and choosing in the comments this morning. I might have taken that out of context, but I'll take it. Jimmy. Let's see then who's in this morning. Oh yeah, of course. Any update for Gilda later on? Any update on driver's licenses? What is it now? Day 279, licenseless. This is driving license. Mrs. Duck without a driving license. In case you didn't know, I mean, this whole community knows that. If you're new, you will. You'll be able to stick around and find out what's going on there. Maybe it's a lot to do with the IMT, who are the licensing body here, and the queues that people are experiencing. I'm sure EI are doing their best on that as ever. Bon dia, Alegria Gumpas, then from T-Duck. We do the Bubble Off Centre podcast, our second outing, which we're now calling it the storm drain of the Good Morning Portugal show. Anything that's a little bit too political or difficult to talk about here, we'll talk about it over there, and you're very welcome. 10:30 on a Friday morning. Stephen Wright, quote of the day: I took a course in speed waiting, and now I can wait an hour in only 10 minutes. Very good, Stephen writes up, and George Carlin as well. And thank you, Rebel Mama, for sending me a Portuguese comedian who I've yet to look into. But we're going to feature some Portuguese comedy here and see how well it translates, or see how well we can understand it. More to the point. George Carlin quote of the day: when it comes to God's existence, I'm not an atheist. I'm not agnostic. I'm an acrostic. The whole thing puzzles me. And I think for any sensible person, it is puzzled, aren't they, by our place in the cosmos, and maybe is happy to leave it hanging there as an unresolved inquiry. And yeah, perhaps the happiest people are the ones who can learn to live with that. Yeah, maybe. What do you think? That's a can of worms. That's a philosophical can of worms this morning. Where's the prof when you need him? I wonder if Eusebio's in this morning. We'll find in just a moment. Baldilocks is here as well. Good morning, everyone from California, I'm guessing. The OLP as well. Good morning, Baldilocks. Nice and easy into a new week then. 7th of February, 2022. Good morning, OLP. Yeah, 7th of February, for those of you who need to classify things in such a way. Then there are people who move among us, I think, who don't care what day or date it is anymore. What would that be like? Another sunny Monday. I guess, if you've got a CEF appointment or something like that, it's quite good to have a diary every now and then. But some people are going quite free range on the old timetabling and scheduling, aren't they? When they retire in Portugal. Another sunny Monday, says Joao F. Good morning, Joao F. How are you? Contributing to the growing dramatic drive. The dramatic dry in Portugal. And of course, we had a picture in from Garvo up there in central Portugal where the Zazé meets the Alge. I think I've got that right. Two rivers meeting, and quite a dramatic picture of the low water level. Look, here it is on the screen. And that's a picture that's, I think, quite similar across Portugal. Maybe when we take a little look at the newspapers, if we get round to it, after saying hello to everybody, making sure everybody's okay this morning. Yeah, how are you doing? Let's see if there's any mention of that in the papers. Thank you for that, Garvo. Joao F, good to see you here. Moaz is here as well, and a shouting out, saying hello to everybody. As is Matty. Good morning, Matty, Moaz, and midlife years MCWT. And I don't know if you saw it, Prof, but love for you on the YouTube channel. Please keep it up with the this day in Portuguese history. We love that, and I hope you know I do, and thoroughly second the comment made on the YouTube channel to keep those up. Bom dia todos, she says this morning, que tenha muitos anos a vira frangos. So what does that mean then? Hello, everybody. Many years of what? Of seeing, no, vira, I'm not sure what that verb is. Can someone help me out there? And talking of vocabulary, you'll hear the reassuring rustle of sweet packaging. The Portuguese, my inquiry into Portuguese cough lozenges continues. And there are two different doctors you can suck on now, because I've replenished my Dr. Bayard supply. It's a family pack here. And isn't that a lovely phrase there? Now, sofro mais. No, don't suffer anymore. They experiment to try os rebuchados peitoras cough sweets, I think, and sinta a diferença. So maybe see the difference there, or experience the difference. Yeah, experience the difference. And these fantastic pictures of people suffering, but not much longer after you suck on a Dr. Bayard. And I was reminded of this other brand. Now, is it the same company? I will find out. I don't think it is. I think these people are cashing in on the same packaging. And part of this experience is what I love about the classic Portuguese cough lozenge. It's playing havoc with my green screen, but and my shirt is green today. Looks great, doesn't it? With green screen technology, and this is really messing it up. But Dr. Bench with his peitoral defenders there. These are rebusados, and they are plant medicine. It says, does that say head candy? Oh, hard candy. You can't be advertising head candy, can you? That's something completely different. But this is a receita artesanal. Look at lots of Portuguese vocab in there and everyday products. Isn't that lovely? Artisan recipe. And can you, because I've looked this up, I'm not tasting Altea in there. Mel, you'll know, won't you? But I'll leave that hanging there for a moment. And look at him, his lovely illustration of him just pondering eating his own Dr. Bench there, pondering or holding up his own lozenge. Fantastic. So the collection is really growing, actually, and I have to publish my finding at some point, but found this old classic. Look at that, Werther's Original. I think that's warm slipper flavor, or where did I leave my glasses flavor of the classic British. Not really a cough sweet, more of a comforter, oral comforter there. But the collection growing nicely. What is Altea, everybody? T-Duck says, good morning from beautiful Lisbon. The forecast says 20 today. Wow. Oh, weather. Yeah, I should look at the weather, shouldn't I, at the beginning of the week? Thank you, thank you for that reminder, T-Duck. So we'll have a little scroll through the weather as well as the news if we get round to it. And feel free to stop me sharing the news with you by putting lots of comments in. Good morning, all you fellow Gumpers from Oregonians loving Portugal at the OLP, soon living in Portugal, right? And I promise I'll do a bit of research for you today when I'm out and about OLP. And what was I going to say there? You reminded me of something, but I forget it now. Off to the docks. Oh, no, not that doc. So I need to watch catch up later. Okay, mate, all the best with that. And Carl, see if you can get Gilda to translate the meaning of my bon dia. Do you know what? With this system now, you can star comments. So I've done that. I'm going to see what happens when I do that. It might just be a visual thing. And Moaz saying we are the most faithful fans. We, the most faithful fans of Goof Morning Portugal. Sounds about right, doesn't it? We are always here, always here. We got to get to, is it Juppy Juppy, and find out what Juppy Juppy has to say with us this morning. How long is a D7 visa good for? Huh! Dun 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 dun. D7 visa, what is it good for? And we'll find out a little bit later on when Gilda turns up. Good question. And those who are experiencing it now may give you an insight into that from the community angle. There's a few of you here, aren't there? D7ers, D7-based gumpers. Bon dia alegria from the sunny and gorgeous SMDP. Bit crispy and chilly this morning, eh, Cindy? Good to see you here this morning. I've got my own sun-worshipping picture. Let me see if I can bring that onto the screen for you. I opened up, or didn't open up, oh, good morning, James. 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks ago. James, don't be like that. I'm sure I've already shared this picture. And the new problem I've got, can you actually send the picture again from the cafe at Praia de Ribeira de Ilhas from Perreira? So yeah, anybody who sent something and I've neglected to show it, please send it again because I've updated the this is asking for trouble, wasn't it? The beta version of WhatsApp's multi-device sharing, and it's taken all the messages I can see on that particular part of the platform back to Christmas. So sorry about that. And so I think you'll have to send me that picture. Delighted to show it, James, and thank you for the reminder. And I'm pretty sure I did send that actually, but do send it again, and I'll make sure I send it to share it today. And where's my other picture? I thought I'd sent myself a picture of the sunshine this morning. That's where I started off on this little riff with. And yeah, I think it's just coming through now. Here we go. The San Martino de Porto sunshine. Let me bring that onto the screen for you now. And James, yeah, please send that through again because your pictures go right back. Oh, here it is. He's done it. Wow. It's amazing, isn't it? How we can communicate like this across the live stream. So I'm going to do it now so that you know I've definitely done it. Let me bring all those pics onto the screen now. Even though my WhatsApp device sharing is taking me back to Christmas. So this is James's beautiful view at Perreira, having a little sundowner would be the right cocktail, wouldn't it? What's in that? Should we ask Ben if he can do us a sundowner? Seems thoroughly appropriate for these sorts of sunsets. Here's your sunset in Perreira then. Thank you very much. That's a beauty, isn't it? I wonder what he was drinking there. And a little walkway across the estuary there by the look of it. And a couple of people out walking the dog, heading towards the sunset there. And from sunset to sunrise, here we go. San Martino de Porto this morning with a nice bit of glare on the lens and a few orbs floating about. Who doesn't like their orbs floating about in the morning? There you go. And from Carlos Lima, a bit behind on these, but look, home cooking Portuguese style from over there in, which Dakota is it? He's in one of the Dakotas. And that's a big territory I'm talking about, I'm sure, with a gratitudinous cup there. Thankful with his home baked, look at that, Paul Queijo things, cheesy puff bread balls. What's the actual name for those? I forget now, but what surprises me so much, and I'm delighted by, is to see that they're home cooked. And here's another bit of home cooking from Carlos Lima, some bacalhau made at home as well. That both have made my mouth water this morning. Keep your piggies coming in. 913-590-303. There you go. 351, the Portugal code, of course. 913-590-303. Thank you for the pickies so far this morning. James, done and dusted there. And let's see what's going on. So I think the prof is off to see the doc. And I don't know, I can only speak for myself, as we all should, Ralph, right? I do not always have the possibility to attend the Good Morning Portugal show, but I'm here whenever I can, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And each and every one of those visits is treasured by us, Ralph. We're so delighted that you, as a Portuguese person, would bother with us, quite frankly. But so thank you. Thanks again. The weekend in Portuguese history, 1985, Cristiano to us. Born in Funchal, Madeira, only born in 1985, Madeira, Portugal. He has played over 1,100 professional career appearances and scored 800 plus career goals. That's more than me for club and country. Cristiano, national hero. And you may have seen his statue, his bust at the airport there. You may have seen it in person. Let me know what you think. It's all very well the press getting their panties in a bunch, knickers in a twist about that. What did you think when you saw it, if you've been to Madeira? I've discovered my mother's been to Madeira. She's been everywhere. My mum all over the world. And we bought her a map so she could show the kids all the places she's been to. Still with us at the moment. And morning to you, mother. I missed a few days when I was doing physical therapy. Todo bem to João F there. And for Moaz, he's a soccer player. Did that really need explaining? Let us know, Moaz, if you needed that explained to you. I don't. You know Cristiano Ronaldo, surely. No, don't call me Shirley. Good morning, everyone from Gemini. Up Gemini and Susan. Thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member, Susan. Hello, bon dia to all from sunny Cardiff. Moving to Cascais soon. Love the show. Been watching for a little while and just signed up. You did, Susan. Is that you signed up as a YouTube member for sure? Recommend premium membership on the website as well. And Premium Plus, if you want to get on the accelerator, thanks to the recent signups on Premium Plus too. I'd love working with you on a Thursday night from 9 o'clock on the Q&A session. Ate amanya. Okay, you prof's gone, and good luck at the docks this morning, prof. Professionals meeting up. A prof meets a doc this morning. Morning, Gumpers. Have a fabulous week. Good morning, Fiona. How are you? Hope you're well in central Portugal. I think Fiona can answer a few questions while we've got her here on the Ribatejo Valley. Not so well known. Beautiful, though. Breadbasket of Portugal, isn't it, Fiona? Morning, Gumpers. Have a fabulous week. Well, they grow rice, in Portugal, and it's in that part of Portugal, Ribatejo Valley. And thank you, OLP, for welcoming Susan. And always very busy, says Laura P. But I'm here today. Wishing everybody well this morning. Thank you very much. Well done, everyone. Keeping up the greetings for Susan this morning. And yet, Lonnie, how are you doing this morning? And Jumi, yes, who I mentioned earlier on. What's Jumi got to say apart from so lovely? Mike Campion is here. Bon dia, reunification. That's for us, or rather me, says Mike. Being reunified, and I hope you enjoyed Warren Sharm's song this morning based on the word. He heard the word and went off and wrote a song. How cool is that? Mary Marv is here. BPM, what does that mean? I know it's beats per minute. The fully vaccinated Mary Marv, and that's not an easy thing to do these days, is it? Being fully vaccinated, booster 27 or whatever, because I think technically if you're not had the latest booster, you're not fully vaccinated. BPM dis. I think that's probably Bon Dia, isn't it, rather than BPM Dis. Cracking the codes this morning. Everyone from Mary this morning. Good morning, Mary. How are you? Antonio F is here as well, another Portuguese man who is so delighted, bothers with us. Another one. Bon dia todos. Thanks, Antonio F. Always appreciate your input here as well. Movie for Gilda. Pay it forward. It captures her intentions. Oh, so true. So true about Gilda. Bon dia. I'm going to start that one as well. Anything for Gilda. The little star thing, just as a visual thing. As we get more and more comments, it helps me to pinpoint things that I don't want to forget, or that I do want to forget as well. Bon dia, everyone. Have a great start to the week. Hold on, let me have a sip of coffee. The sip of tea. Sorry, while we're looking at this. I didn't know about this. How bad is that? Bon dia, everyone. Have a great start to the week, especially now the national team beat Russia 4-2 to qualify. So that's World Cup qualification, is it? Oh, I'm so out of that loop. I went to a cafe yesterday and I didn't see anything. I was out on the deck, out on Nelson's deck. Yes, it's true. That works, doesn't it? Out on Nelson's deck, not on his good ship, but at the Cafe Palmera in San Martino de Porto. Tell us more. Can I have a bit of a match report, please, Gary? Although 4-2 sounds pretty good. Spell check is Bon dia, of course. We figured that out. And James is here, of course, and answering the question, I think, for OLP, which I now can't see anywhere. But thank you, James, for taking care of that. I think that was the OLP's D7 duration question. And Lenny's here, Lenny Malley. Good morning. Top of the Rockies to all. I hope everybody is doing well. Cheers, Lenny. New name here. What brings you here? And tell us more about yourself, if you will. You don't have to. But it's nice always to know, isn't it? When we have seen new names and faces here. So good morning to you, Lenny. Morning all from Elra, a familiar face. With that often down to earth and pithy approach in the mornings. Good morning to you, Elra. How are you? And Pamela, ever helpful Pamela. Pam Smith in Alcobaça, born dear, with their excellent advice last week on where to live in Portugal. He's not a soccer player. He's not a Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. He's a football player. Thank you, Joao. Thank you for that point of order. Yes, I think that was a translation for Moaz's purposes there. So James says, OLP, when you receive your visa, your appointment is set. You can find the website appointment portal stamped in tiny print near the center of your visa, and it says what the appointment is. Okay. I have to get them next time. Do they work for a sore throat? Well, what do you think? I've always got these in my pocket now. One of them, actually, I think I've been through the washing machine, which doesn't leave a very pleasant feeling when you stick your hands in your pocket quickly. But I think they work. I mean, I have to use my voice quite a lot, as you can tell, of these mornings. So I stock up on all these things. I've got fennel flavor, I've got laranja flavor, I've got pinheiro, and I've got this Altea Email now, as well as the classic Dr. Bales. I think they help. I think they get things moving. They have a slight expectorant quality to them. To turn, okay. Turning chicken. Thanks, Jen Tabet, for that. Good morning to you. Where's that lovely picture taken? You're in the Algarve there, Jen. Good morning to you. And I love it, isn't it? It's one of these lovely classic moments where somebody who watches but doesn't necessarily comment is moved to by answering a question. Thanks for that, Jen. Thank you very much indeed. So many years turning chicken, which must mean you're a veteran of some sort, but we'll ask Gilda for sure. Coach Turner, 2 days to go. Woohoo! That's flown by, hasn't it? Maybe not for you. Back in reality, child wrangling today, then testing and packing tomorrow. Getting the sequence right, not testing the children, testing himself to make sure he's fit for travel. And I imagine he is fit for travel. He's the Coach Turner, of course. How are you this morning? Yes, American football must always be designated. Otherwise, football is football, the international sport. Okay, yeah, Fußball. No, that is Fußball is football in German, isn't it? But yeah, so soccer and football need to be distinguished. And he's got himself a knitted. Is this some James Holly merchandise we see before us? A knitted yellow banana slug. Well, he snuck that in. He snuck in his knitted banana slug deftly and surreptitiously there. Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Altea shows up as marshmallow and hollyhock. Well, hollyhocks to you as well this morning. So mallow, I think, and its medicinal qualities is in the lozenge. One of these folks. There, beautifully wrapped, and it says that on the wrapping there. Altea email. Thank you very much. Michelle's here. Bon dia, Carl. And everyone, hoping you are happy and well. Not too bad at all. Thank you, Michelle. I hope you are too. Nuno's here. He'll be here tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. I've known these candies forever. They are very well known among Portuguese people. I thought so, because you see them at point of sale in the supermarket. And you're thinking to yourself, anyone who's Portuguese will have grown up with something that looks like that. Their grandfather might have had them in his jacket pocket, for example. Big Deagle's here as well. And a happy wedding anniversary. 29 years married, celebrating yesterday. Fantastic, Deagle. Lots of love to you both. Bon dia, Carl, from a wet Belfast at 3 degrees this morning. 5 sleeps till I'm out in Albufeira. Celebrations continuing in Albufeira. Sounds great. And you thoroughly deserve that break, my friend. OLP, James, are you going to root for the Bengals or the Rams? These are American football teams, aren't they? I believe. Sorry. Everyone, evening cafe on the deck watching the sunset. Let's just show that, just so he absolutely knows I've shown it this time. There you go. Watching the sunset on his lovely big deck there. Well done, James. Chris is here, Capricorn 12. Olá, bom dia todos. Jazz Funk Faja do Dia. The Smurf. Yes, human beatbox as well in the mornings. That's I might have to have another Dr. Bayard if I keep doing that. 1982, electronic funk at its best. And who doesn't like an electronic funk in the morning? Carl, GMP is the antidote to the Boomtown Rats. We love Mondays here on the GMP. Start your week and the day the GMP way. You've got to fish out that Jeff Young. Start your day the Carl Munson way. You'll remember Jeff Young, Chris, won't you? I'm a lifelong Niners fan. Oh, okay. So when they're done, I'm pretty much done except for some mild curiosity. Sounds like the Niners didn't do too well. I'm most excited that a Portuguese restaurant has just opened in Cairns. Oh, Michelle, can we have a review, please? And oi, from Melbourne in Australia. Okay, so that's not the Algarve. That's perhaps an Australian breach from Jen Tabbett. And great to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning, Jen. Help. I'm struggling with the new COVID-19 travel rules. Who isn't? They seem to be changing every day, which changed at midnight, just after midnight on the 7th of February. So this morning, do UK travellers still need to test to get entry into Portugal? So Ian and Deagle are perhaps the people to ask about that. Deagle's saying, smash them likes. I think this is where we're at. Chris, quite frankly, the news is somewhat confusing. I'll see if I can have a very quick look at the news. It's not going to happen, is it? In these last 4 minutes, but can anyone help Chris on that? COVID is just the government taking your freedoms, says Lenny Malley. So it does look a bit like that, doesn't it, at times, Lenny? What's your angle on this, need I ask? Bon dia, Car, and all of you. Raj, is that Raji? I think it might be Raji. Good morning to you. Cristiano is overrated. I do the same he does every time I watch a game, just sitting on the sofa. Very good. Is there a bronze statue of you at the airport as well? Then, as you out, I wonder. I can't keep up with the protocols. It's like trying to watch electricity. Yeah, James, not much help, but he's feeling your pain there. What did I do? Why is he giving me one of those? I wonder. James, well, I'm going for the Bengals, says the OLP, as they haven't been in the Super Bowl in so long. When is the Super Bowl, everybody? And are we going to have some coverage of that? Can we have a bit more expertise, please, to educate us? Haven't read it yet, but what I've heard in the news is proof of vaccination is enough. That's what I've heard. The testing is being dropped, isn't it? Just your vaccination, just your old travel mandate. Your mandate through the back door or the front door, whichever way you're looking at it, is happening by the look of it. A strong encouragement for anybody who wants to travel to be vaccinated. I don't know what you do if you choose not to, or if you've got a medical exemption. You probably have to wear a star or something like that at the airport, don't you? Portugal beat Russia in the football final World Cup, I think. Oh, so there was football. Not the World Cup qualifier. When's the World Cup qualifier happening? Yeah, I'm proper confused now. There will be some lovely Portuguese peeps in my hometown in Cairns. Yes, that's so great, isn't it? Another step closer, Michelle. We'll take it as that, shall we? Thinking about moving to Portugal, beautiful place. Absolutely right, Lenny. And where are you, mate? So it was futsal and the European Cup. We got there in the end. Andy's here. Bon dia. Later walk today, but with company from now on. The wife has finished working. Well, hey, nice. Great 95k cycle to Praia de Tosha. Tosha Beach is great, isn't it? On my mum's shopping bicycle. Oh, send a pic with a little basket on the front. With your Papa Secos hanging out the front there. I am sure I can speak for me as well. As for brother, it says bother, not brother. As well as Antonio F. When I say that we aren't here because we bother to be here, because we love to be. All our thanks, Joel F. and Antonio F. But I mean, it's really a great compliment to us lot. Tired of the communist regime that is running the United States. That explains it, Lenny. Okay, so thinking about... If you've got any questions then, Lenny, for Gilda, who I believe is limbering up in the green room now, helping herself to the virtual canapes and espumant this morning. Yesterday morning, couple of pics on WhatsApp. Oh, cheers, Andy. We'll show those a bit later on this easy passage into the week on this Monday morning, Migration Monday. But we do work Gilda hard on a Monday morning, don't we? So the atmosphere will change and step up a gear in just a moment when we start answering all those visa questions and cultural things as well, like years of turning chickens. We'll find out what that means. Did you knit it at the weekend, James? Your cute little slug is being admired. That doesn't happen every day, does it? I shall try those candies. They look helpful for my sore throat. Yep, start with Dr. Bayard's for sure. Matty, I have sent you an email yesterday. Need information, a quote for an insurance. Can you have a look today or tomorrow? I bet he will as well. Info needed for setting up contract remote working. Oh, insurance for remote working. I wonder if he does that. We can find out tomorrow, can't we? And happy anniversary to the Eagle from the OLP. That's amazing. 29 years. Beautiful. I reckon they're just as much as in love, from what I can tell, today as they ever were. Is there a delay on baggage certificates, says Susan? Movers say they can get custom clearance, even if I've not received a certificate. I'm desperate to get to Cascais and enjoy the warmth, beauty, and hospitality, and the washing hanging out on the front there. Oh, don't go there. Maxine, hi, Carl. Are the banana slugs deadly? They are. Do not approach a banana slug without proper precautions. James, what are the proper precautions for approaching your slug? I would be a generous gesture to show us viewers a close-up and a wider shot of. Didn't Donald Trump once say that? Like that. At Lenny, do you know that the Portuguese Communist Party has a big yearly festival with tens of thousands of people attending? Not all communists. It's called the Festa do Avante. Don't upset him, Antonio F. Lenny's a bit upset about communistic ideas. It's a bit different over here in Portugal. The word communist, I mean, obviously its origins are similar, but the reality is a little bit different. So don't get too worked up, Lenny. Thank you, Antonio, for that. Super Bowl is next Sunday. And for now, the last of the comments for now, we'll come back to them. As far as I know, you only need to prove you are fully vaccinated or had a positive test in the last 180 days. That sounds effective, a positive test in the last 180 days. But they've got to be using up all those PCR tests, haven't they, that somebody bought with government money and is making a fortune. No, Carl, stop it. 3 jabs, fully vaccinated, plus the information on the location of stay. Not true at all, is it, Lenny? What's going on? Yes, Carl, you have a very good memory. Raji, please show the honey candy again. Yes, I can. Okay. Before we announce and welcome the arrival of Gilda Pereira from EI. These are the honey sweets, Altea Email, marshmallow and honey. Dr. Bench. And it's a registered trademark, so don't be trying to make your own versions of these, anybody. So there you go, Raji. Go to your local supermarket, point of sale, grab some there, and think of me when you're enjoying them. I like mandates. Hey, very good, Lonnie. Very good indeed. And Gilda is here, everybody. Hey, Gilda.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
You sound very funny.
Why?
I don't know, with your conversations and the sweets and Lonnie.
Well, we're enjoying ourselves, just easing our way into this new week. Where are we? Kind of second week of Portugal. Second week of, for some people, it is the second week of Portugal, and I bet they're having a great time. Second week of February. How's it treating you so far? How was your weekend, Gilda?
Oh, it was okay. I couldn't leave home. I'm supposedly today's my first day of freedom. Let me see what I can do.
Hey. Okay, so you've been quarantining yourself.
Yeah.
And how's it been? Are you watching more films, I guess?
Yeah. I saw some series on Netflix.
Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. No. Okay, and we have questions for you. Actually, it's a film suggestion. I'm able to star the many comments now, so I can see them at a glance. But still, there's so many here. Oh, movie for Gilda. Pay it forward. It captures your intentions. Isn't that lovely? Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's worth watching. I don't know if it is on Netflix, that particular one. And I was asked to ask you by the prof what this phrase means. Something about turning chickens. Many years of turning chickens. But I think that one just. What does it mean? Do you know the one I mean? Then it sounds like you do. Okay.
It means that it's something that we do it very easily. For us, it's something that we do it every day.
Oh, I see. Yes. Well, when you go to the churrasqueira, you get to understand that, don't you? Because the skilled chefs and cooks in the churrasqueiras, they're such a skill, isn't it? Over the barbecue there. Fantastic. Brilliant.
So yeah, you come to me and you say, "Oh, Gilda, I have a problem. I don't know how to do this," and I tell you, "Oh, I know how to solve it. It's too many years turning chickens."
There you go. Mystery solved. Thank you for leaving that with us, Prof, when you watch this later on. So that's a lovely turn of phrase, a fantastic Portuguese idiom. And of course, you are the chicken turner of the emigration world, aren't you? You are absolutely that person. And we wanted to talk a little bit about reunification today because I was reminded about the generosity of the Portuguese government in recognizing the partners, parents, children of Brits who were resident here before Brexit and all the Brexit kerfuffle. They can, of course, welcome their family and children here into Portugal as residents by virtue of their own residency. If they registered themselves and became residents at the appropriate time. But that's a lovely gesture post-Brexit, isn't it? And one of the upsides, I think, for British people, would you say?
Yes, and well, let's talk about it in general.
Okay.
Family reunification, it's much more easy for all the countries that don't require a visa to come here. For instance, United States, UK, Brazil, you don't need a visa to come in. So if someone has a visa, the whole family can travel along, and then they can ask for the family reunion. But for instance, if you are from India, that's a different story. You can ask either from a Schengen visa and they can give it to you, or if they won't give it to you, you need to come to Portugal first and then apply for your resident permit and then make an appointment to ask for documents that needs to be sent to the embassy to ask for a visa to make a family reunion. And that can take to 8 months, which is a lot of time to be with your family again.
Oh, I see. So it does vary from country to country, and perhaps the easiest are the relationships that Portugal has from its historical past and Schengen. They're going to be the easiest methods, and the Brits that I mentioned post Brexit.
Yes. So
Okay.
it's easier for countries that we don't require visas to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have the family that you can reunite it. It's quite open. The members of the family. It's the spouse, the kids, the stepdaughters or stepsons, of course, the kids that are adopted, the parents. The parents, we have a difference here. If they are below 65, they need to show that they are dependent on the personal income tax. If they are not, if they are older than 65, they can be reunited. And the brothers, if they are under custody, and also I think that's very, very important, very important. And if you're not married and you show that you are with that person for 2 years, you can reunite with that person also.
Oh, okay. So yeah, domestic partners they used to be called, didn't they? But just we'll just go with partner, shall we, for now? And so it's assumed, is it, by the Portuguese culture and government that if you're over 65, you become a dependent on your family?
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing, isn't it? That's really good and very generous, and a reflection again, I think, of generosity and family spirit here. So yes, you can bring your rellies over who can live with you. Now, whilst you're waiting for this has been the cause of some confusion for people, isn't it? So let's say your relatives come over and ordinarily they're facing a 90-day visa, aren't they? They can stay for 90 days without having to leave or extend in some way. If you if you want to extend their stay and think, okay, well, this is great, they should come and live with us, they should try for Portuguese residency. Do they have to leave and to do? Well, they can't do it if they're not here, can they? So how's that work? Can they stay and have the application in process and pending?
Yes, they can come and apply for it, and then they can arrange all the documents.
Yeah.
And go to CEF and make the family reunion here.
And wait during that time, because of course that's where not the confusion, but the delay comes in now, is there are people who have done that, right? And they are waiting to be called to CEF to make the necessary representation, and those queues are quite long, or they don't get a response to their application and so on. Can they just sit it out and wait?
Yes, they can, because what counts is on the day that you make your appointment.
Yeah.
If the day where you make your appointment is on the 90 days.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good. And then, so you need to register or declare your interest within the 90 days.
Yes.
And then you can wait until you're summoned. Is it easy to make that? Or let me just ask that a different way. How easy is it to make that first appointment?
That's the.
This is the point we get to. This is, what do we call this moment? The CEF pause or something, don't we? That little point in the conversation we go, how do I answer this exactly?
Yeah. On January, they told us that they were going to have appointments for February. Now we are already in February and they just say nothing. We are able to make like 3 or 4 appointments, but we are an office of 20 people and everybody is calling. So I see this task very difficult these days.
Right. Okay. All right. So main thing to bear in mind is try and make your appointment.
Yeah.
And then you're legit and you're in the process. And which obviously leads us to the question, how any updates, any news, any changes with CEF? I think it was after I spoke to you last week that I found a news article that was saying that inspectors from CEF are leaving. They don't want to be working with the police when it reforms, and they've gone off to work for they've gone to work for Frontex, the EU border agency. So any news about APMA, or any news about CEF? Any changes there, or are we going to have to pause again?
Yes, it's very confusing. I don't know. I hope that now with the new old government, they can do something to calm these people, because it's becoming very out of control, and people are suffering.
Indeed, that's right. Yeah. Not
And
knowing.
many families are suffering, and this has to stop. And we must remember that at the end of the day, this is also a reputation of our country, and this is also income that comes into the country.
Yes. Yeah. So it might be that it becomes a crisis if it's not. I mean, on a personal level, it is a crisis for some people already, isn't it? But collectively, it could be such a crisis that the government are forced to say, okay, enough's enough. And how do these things work in Portugal? I mean, do they appoint a special task force, or is the minister given a kick up the backside or something like that? How might that work or come about?
Sometimes it can be a task force.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll wait and see, because obviously we're at the more privileged end, I would say, notwithstanding people having their own anxieties and difficulties with moving here. But the CEF crisis can be really difficult for some people, can't it? Who are poised in very awkward and difficult circumstances. So here's hoping that it can resolve quickly and help more people, not just for the people wanting to come into the country, but I suppose the people who work there, it must be horrible for them as well, right? With their colleagues leaving and working under such uncertainty. Not nice for them either, for those particular civil servants there. On a completely different subject here, a tangent, movie suggestion for you and family, Gilda. Babe, that's Pig in the City, isn't it? Now, I'm wondering if a film about pork is going to work very well in Portugal. That'll put you off probably for a day or two from eating pork. But it's such it's such a staple part, isn't it, of the Portuguese diet? Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, it's great. You afterwards remember this line from the film, right? You'll just look at your little Mandela and you go, "That'll do, Mandela. That'll do." If you watch it, that is. Good morning, Gumpers, from Edith Smith. I hope I have it right. You do. That's absolutely the right way to address people here. It does sound a little bit threatening, doesn't it, being called a Gumper or a bit of a put down? But no, we are the Gumpers here. It's sticking. Gilda and Carl, greetings from Connecticut, USA. Carl, I'm not a daily listener. Why not? Because of the time difference. Now, we completely understand, Edith. I'm glad that you watch us at all. But I watch all your shows. Bless you, Edith. Have you got a question this morning? Edith goes on to say, I congratulate you for the good job informing and shortening the path for all expats. It's our pleasure. But it's mainly Gilda who's responsible for that on a Monday. I'm up early today because I have questions for Gilda. Well, give them to us, Edith. We will make sure those are prioritized. Thank you very much for saying hi this morning. Susan, Ireland won Wales quite easily in the Six Nations. Ireland are playing Portugal next. See, that's how to play American football without all the stuff on, isn't it? Without all the helmets and everything. Watch and learn. Six Nations rugby there. Lenny, we'll come back to your comments a bit later on. Excellent and interesting as they are. And it is being recommended that you go to the Communist Gathering and make new friends at the Festa do Avante. It's great for food and drink, and the Portuguese always get together where there's food and drink. Have you ever been? Would you want to say if you've ever been to this Festa, Gilda?
I've never been to this Festa do Avante because I'm not a communist.
But you don't have to be a communist, apparently. Sounds like a good party. I remember once being invited out for a drink when I was a lot younger, and I was walking down the street, and a young lady asked me if I'd like to meet up for a drink, and I said, yeah, that's great. And she was inviting me to a communist gathering. I think they call it a honey trap. I'm not sure. But I got completely the wrong idea. But she knew exactly what she was doing when I turned up for the RCP meeting all those years ago. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not my kind of environment. I don't think I would fit in. But my husband, he goes and he likes. And you know what? It's not far away from home. I can hear everything from here.
Wow. Okay. So there you go, Lenny. You can make friends with new communist friends here in Portugal when you come over, which it just doesn't translate well for
and you know, and it. I think that one of the reasons that keep the Communist Party going, it's because of Festa do Avante. It has a huge impact on young people.
Yeah, of course, food, drink, and music.
Yeah,
I'm up for that. You had me at food, drink, and music, basically. No, banana slugs are not deadly or venomous or anything like that. They are sweet, lovely beasts that initiate you into the Banana Slug Lovers Club by giving them a kiss.
What is the banana? What is this banana slugs?
Okay, just so you know then, and anyone else is thinking, what on earth are these people talking about? The banana slug is one of these. But that's a bit misleading as well. That's not exactly helpful. That's the lady, or the lady on the right is from Dr. Bayard's. And she, actually, I have to take it off now. She makes these sweets, and they come before they're turned into little lozenges like this, they're in a huge thing that we thought one morning looked like a banana slug. A little bit like that. And then James, he knows about yellow banana slugs, and the rest, my friends, is history. And that's why we talk about banana slugs to this very day, and why people here will be telling their grandchildren about banana slugs. And you apparently, this is not some sort of, I'm not recommending this at all. I'm distancing myself from this. It's like some sort of fraternity thing that you have to go through, a frat challenge. No, kissing the banana slug is optional. Oops, I guess I should have said Banana Slug Fan Club. He runs it. He's on his own this morning. Sorry, Carl. It would be very useful if you could show us close up the slugs so we recognize it when we meet them. Okay, well, I'll do my best. I think we need to have one that isn't stylized or been messed about with on Photoshop. James, can we have the straight up banana slug, please, if you see what I mean? Everybody, Gilda looks fabulous. Wow, let's greet her warmly. Look at that. I think I've already done that, João F. But yes, quite right too. A good use of capital letters there. You're looking fabulous. One of my questions about Casa Portuguesa. Please, Gilda, tell me if I am correct or not. Edith, Casa Portuguesa does not help to find an apartment for a D7 visa, but it's like an intermediary in the paperwork between landlord and tenant. Well, I think it does, doesn't it? Tell us more.
No, it does. It does. We do help. You need to tell us what you want to find and what kind of apartment you want, and then we go and chase what kind of apartment you want. We send you some links. You choose, and we make the visits. We send you the pictures and the videos. And then we make the visits and then also the negotiations with the landlord.
Yeah. So there you go. And you absolutely need accommodation for your D7. So I think it's right in every respect there that your guest there, you are correct. You do need accommodation, and finding accommodation is expertly done through Casa Portuguesa. And you can find them there. Look, in our business directory, go to expatsportugal.com/business-directory. People were asking about Nuno earlier on as well. You can find Nuno Mendes from Winsurance in there as well. That's the place to look for all of our excellent associates and partners who are helping you get to Portugal. We pick the best people to work with. One of them on your screen looking fabulous this morning, as João F says. And let me just scroll back then to see if you've got any more comments or questions, Edith. We're delighted to be helping you this morning on Migration Monday. Oh, I think Hank's in here somewhere as well. That's fantastic. Web Surfer says, I arrived in Portugal under the D7 in late December and got my wife a family reunion appointment within a month. There were cancellations. Keep calling and keep trying. Web Surfer, thank you so much for that. That's fantastic. Oh, I see what the problem is here. I think Maxine is getting the processionary caterpillar mixed up with the banana slug. The processionary caterpillar is not your friend. The banana slug is. Do not get them mixed up, okay? And again, I think maybe James will go to Photoshop and knock something up for us, showing you who is friend and enemy in this regard. Hi, I would be interested in Gilda reviewing The Life of Brian for us. It's a classic. Do you like the Monty Python, Gilda?
Yes, it's interesting. I saw, but it was a long time ago.
And Life of Brian, have you seen that particular movie?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. So movie reviews, that's a great idea. If you want to do a quick movie review of anything you've seen over the weekend, we'd be delighted to hear it. And a bon dia to you, lovely Gilda, from Michelle as well. Well, a bon dia from Hank. Look at this. Hank's here. Bon
Hi,
dia.
Hank.
Great to have you here. The banana slug is a resident of the Northwest Redwood Forest of the US only, so very special. No wonder he has a knitted effigy of that excellent creature. It's like the phrase teaching your grandmother to suck eggs. Oh, you're so turning chicken, sucking eggs, all to do with, well, it's all foul play, isn't it, in a sense? Although that makes no sense to me. Yeah, back in the day, I mean, it's better if grandmas suck a cough lozenge in it than an egg. That could lead to personal injury, I suspect, but that's probably what they used to do at some point in history. Okay, if I understand, is this the right question or the same question again? I have to find the apartment I want to rent, and Casa Portuguesa goes to see it, and if we like it, it helps us by being an intermediary. I think that's about right now.
Yeah.
Edith. Anything else for us, Edith? You know what to do. EI is the word. E is the word, and is the word. Oh, okay. It's like Greece is the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning. If you ever need a jingle, I will sing it for you. You might not want to take me up on that offer, I understand. It's the place, it's the motion, and EI is the way we are feeling. Love you, Gilda, from Chris this morning.
He's always so nice.
He is, isn't he? He is. It's true. He is in real life. He is in real life. It's not just a Gumper persona in the metaverse. He truly is a lovely bloke in real life. Hola, bom dia, hoje tarde, madrugada hoje do frio, North New Jersey. North New Jersey, a little bit chilly this morning for Gene. How you doing there, Gene, apart from that? Getting to work with EI, so we'll be seeing you wonderful people in person this summer. There you go. Hank will be upon you. That is the plan for at least a year, but most likely permanently. Okay. Frank telling us about his movements this morning. Looking forward to reunite with you, brothers and sisters, and meet even more people. Nothing but love for you, brothers, and the sisters there, of course. Connie's going crazy, he says, wanting to get back. Amazing. Another question for you, Gilda. If I get a D7 visa, does that mean my husband just can be the family reunion and doesn't need his own D7 visa? Sorry, I'm confused. Now, that's a very good question, isn't it? Because you could take that approach, but it might not be recommended. We're going to find out why right now with Gilda.
Well, if for me, and my advice is, if both have have all the requirements for a D7 visa, I would advise that you both go for the D7 visa, because you would make all the steps together and to avoid all this anxiety about the reunification.
Yeah. So technically it could be done, but it's a little more stressful doing it that way, isn't it? Only one person going through the process and the other one having to wait. I think that would be quite psychologically difficult, wouldn't it? And who do you choose of the two? So technically possible, but in some positions, if you want to make the journey together, it sounds like it's best to both do the D7. But call Gilda and talk it through. Get in touch with the office. You can find out how to get in touch with them through the business directory, or drop me a line and I'll make sure you're connected. Pam, who is a resident here, hopes that her relatives are not listening to this. Pam, really? It looks like I will drive back to Portugal next week. Nice one, Matty. And such a beautiful smile, Carl and Gilda. Oh, well, thank you so much. It is a nice way to start a Monday morning, I hope. We are still waiting. Steph hasn't answered our emails nor picked up the phone. We don't have an appointment yet for our daughter. It is a problem, and she's 25 and not studying and is getting to month 3. Well, you've done your best. Keep the paper trail. Anything else they can do? Anything else Beverly can do? Good morning to you this morning, Beverly, by the way. They're trying every option they can, right, Gilda? What else might...
This is getting into a very dangerous situation, because she's getting 25, and the family, and it's like the top age to get the family reunification. So you see, this is the kind of situation where Seth put yourself, and then you have to prove that it was not your fault. It was Seth's fault that you were not able to do things on time. And most of the times they won't listen to you.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, but this is all they can do, right? Beverly can all she can do is keep ringing and trying to make the appointment.
Yeah.
And then so they're reaching a deadline there, aren't they? Just to clarify, then, children are under 25, strictly speaking, or
no? Children can make the family reunification until they are 18. And then from 18 to 25, they need to be single, and they need to show that they are studying in a Portuguese entity.
Okay, so
that is credited by Portuguese government.
And if they are children that are working, they can they still come on reunification but prove that they're independent? They just have to wait until they're 65.
Until they are what?
So what if they're dependent children at 65? That doesn't change?
No, after 2025, they need to work, or they need to have any kind of problem that they can work, and they need to have a paper saying that they are dependent on their parents.
Okay. So you could prove dependency as a child over 18 or over 25 if not studying. But if your children join you, do they then have to do that as a D7, or can you be reunified and prove you're independent?
Both.
Okay, so you don't have to get a D. Sorry, this is my confusion here, but I just want, just in case I've confused anybody else. Let's say you've got a 30-year-old child. Obviously, they're always your children. They don't change ever being your children, and they're 30 years of age. Can they join under reunification?
30.
30, yeah, yeah.
No,
Okay, not under any
they can't.
circumstances, unless
No,
they're a
no.
dependent, and not even if.
Unless they have any kind of problem, disease, and something like that.
Oh, okay. So if they were truly dependent as a child over
Yeah.
the age of 18 or 25, if it comes to the studying angle on that, they have to prove a dependency. And then if your children want to join you, they basically have to come as D7 people. Or
Yes,
one
but
one.
what can happen? What can happen is the children can be less than 25,
Yeah.
and they can have a D7 also
Oh,
with the
okay. So you
parents.
can do that way. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Hmm.
For a moment, I thought that all children were able to be reunited, whatever age, and some people might be labouring under that misapprehension as well. So there you go. Thank you for clarifying that. Look at this, Gumpers. You chat a lot. It's true. Guilty as charged. Will Carl be able to read my questions to Gilda? Don't worry, Edith. I think I've got them covered, but just keep popping them in there, and the rest of the community will make sure that your questions are answered. Don't worry. We've got Gilda here for another 20 minutes or so. Good to see Gilda looking well. Thank you, Beverly, for that. And Hank laughing at something or other. What? Look at this, everybody. Prosecco Peggy is in the house. Where you been, Peggy? Wow, so good to see you here. Carl does a great job of managing it all and make a point of getting to those questions. Do my best, Edith. Don't worry. We'll make sure you're taken care of. And 351 913 590 303. That's my number. If you've got a problem with any of this and you feel like you haven't been heard and you need to be connected up, there you go. There's a number. Just connect with me on WhatsApp. And the rest of the community are working on your behalf now. Jim is here. Bon dia Gumpers from a rainy Wiesbaden, Germany. Patiently. Am I really? Probably not. Waiting for my visa approval to come through. Thank you, Beatrice, and everyone at EI. At Immigrant. Well done, everybody. Well done, team. Jim, working with you there. I see that, James, and I am impressed. What, by his banana slug? We hooked up with some soon-to-be expats back in California. We have kind of started the Expats Portugal Special California edition. Okay, let Jerry know, and he'll send over a box of fizz so that you can get the party started over there. That sounds fantastic, Hank. Those people go to Festa do Avance for the food, drinks, and music. Not for the politics, then. Yeah, Gilda, I'm not communist. Friends of mine who have been there are communists. It's just for the fun anyway. Do they know that? Do they know that they're just being used for their hospitality, I wonder? Americans and Friends in Portugal on Facebook do an amazing job of providing correct and updated information on coming to Portugal. Carl, I sent the link. Thank you very much, James. Appreciate that. So, Gilda, I can hear the revolution from her living room. Well, you know what? If the revolution sounds like music, food, and drink, then she can. That's the kind of revolution we want, isn't it? I think Victoria's here as well. Bon dia, kids. Another gorgeous sunny day in Praia de Rocha. Good morning to you, Victoria. Great to have you here. Deborah Davies here as residents under the withdrawal agreement, UK citizens. Is there a cut-off age for children who are now young adults to come over under family reunification policy? She was ahead of me there, but yes, it's let me see if I've got this right now. 18. Is the age limit, upper age limit for a child, unless you're a dependent in a course, if you're studying, and that has to be an approved place of study. Have I got that right now, Gilda?
Yes.
Okay.
Until 25.
Until 25. Okay. Unfortunately and sadly, when it comes to organising public services in Portugal, usually one hand has to ask for permission to the other hand in order to get moving. So let's hope those
Yes, João Ferreira, very well said.
So those hands are clapping, and it's not like some kind of Zen one-hand clapping thing there in the administration. Alex is here as well. Bon dia. So to sum up, thank you, mate. So to sum up with reunification, the family can move together and start unification process here in Portugal, even if there is no appointment at CEF. It can be a year or two waiting for CEF, huh? Is that an accurate analysis?
I haven't seen wait 1 year waiting for CEF. I think that the longest that I've seen 6 months, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. All right. Apart from that long wait there, Alex, did anyone ever get sent to a shop and asked for a long wait? when they were younger and possibly an apprentice. A good one there. Is this true? Portuguese exports to UK down by 15%, imports hammered by 56%. Yeah, we'll have a look at that news item. That caught my eye as well this morning. That's some post-Brexit impact there. With the government minister, who I met, actually. I recognised his face when I saw that article. We'll come back to that after we've said goodbye to Gilda, but only for 1 week. She's here every week, everybody, don't worry. Hi, Gilda. Been waiting all week to ask this. I am in Portugal now with my proof of ID, etc. Do I need a fiscal representative to get my NIF, or can I just turn up at the office, wait to see someone, and get my NIF on the same day? Gilda, what do you make of that?
Where are you from?
Oh, okay. Right back at you there. Right back at you there, Paul Harrison. Let us know where you're from and we'll put that into perspective. I'm going to star that. Yes, the Algarve. She is showing off her best this morning. So Prosecco Peggy in the Algarve, loving life there in the Algarve. So nice to see you here this morning.
About the Algarve, what do you think about this winter? Sounds like summer.
It's crazy, isn't it? And it's not helping with the drought at all, is it?
Yeah.
So that's a good bit of input there, Gilda. Is this a very mild and not a normal sort of winter here in Portugal this year?
It's not normal at all. Right.
It should be colder, right?
Yeah. Should be colder and rainier.
Oh, yikes. Okay. Don't worry, though. That's another Portuguese idiom, isn't it? The one about chuva in Avril. Always rains in what is that? Can you say that for us?
How do you say? Em abril, águas mil.
In abril, águas mil. There you go. That's beautiful, isn't it? Nice little rhyming couplet there. Okay, so the Algarve, she is beautiful, but it should be colder and there should be a bit more rain, Peggy. Enjoy that while it lasts, I suppose, and save water. Always look on the bright side of life. Going back to some Monty Python there. And thank you, Gilda, for clearing my doubts as Edith. Okay, so we got to the bottom of it for Edith. When our time comes to apply, for sure, we will contact Casa Portuguesa. And don't leave things to the last minute. That often comes up with things to do with currency, your NIFs, your bank accounts. There's no harm in getting some of these things done sooner rather than later, Edith. So I would recommend reaching out rather than leaving it to the last minute, judging from some people's experiences. Carl, singing the theme to Greece is the quality programming I tune in for, on the one hand. And then, Carl, no singing, please. Lovely to have you back, Prosecco Peggy. It's too early for singing. I bet you joined in, Peggy. And I bet you'll be singing that all day long now. Greece is the word. One of my favourite tracks, actually. Frankie Valli singing there. A touch of class in the Greece songbook, I think. Coming this summer, says James, Stalica's come to Portugal. This time it's for real. Very true. And I think they're going to get help from you in Porto. There's Gilda. And I can confirm that family reunification is more stressful than 2D7 visas. Okay, so they chose that route, and it's absolutely right what Gilda says there. It's Maria. I came in too late, but look forward to rewinding this later and listen to the whole podcast. Nice one, Superhost NYC, which sounds amazing as well, doesn't it? And Gilda, another question for you. Why is it that I read about so many couples who apply for receive their D7 visas, receive their D7 visas together and end up with SEF appointments in entirely different cities, dates and times? I've heard about this too. Why, Gilda?
Because, Jim, the consulates are so disorganized. That's why.
There you go. Simple answer. Not a good answer in terms. I mean, it's a good answer from Gilda, but not the answer we want to hear necessarily, is it? Here's a little hack from Peggy, who sounds like she's opened a bottle of Prosecco by this time of the day and gets on the phone to Seth at the ideal optimum time of 7 o'clock in the evening, 1900. Thank you for that. Come on, Hank. The Algarve will welcome you. I thought Peggy was saying honk if you like the Algarve, like a Canadian trucker. Burp, burp. Hold on, too late. You state your claim. I'm not hurt at all. I'm sorry we can't see each other anymore. It's not about you. It's about me. Oh, Americans, Californians falling out there. The great Ericeira Porto divide has opened up in front of our very eyes. Can you camp on their doorstep until they give you an appointment? Now, I'm sure this has happened, isn't it, Gilda? There was that time when they announced some appointments and people did go and camp overnight as though it was the Apple shop. Yep. And I suppose some people in dire need of an appointment do just go and wait outside there, right?
Yes, when they did that open house in Coimbra.
Yep. Okay. And are they going to do that again?
I don't know.
It's amazing, isn't it? Are you queuing up for the latest Apple phone? No, I'm queuing up outside Seth for an open house appointment. Okay, it's the draw of the sun, the warmth, and the fun. You never mentioned it, Peggy. And if we do best place to live in Portugal again, do you want to represent? Because some people thought you were robbed last time. So should we go at it again? And should we see if we can get a prosecco or espumante sponsor this time round? Jersey P is here with a bon dia Carly Gilda. And let's see who else is in this morning. He's working the room. Jersey's working the room. And, lots of chat among they do chat a lot, don't they, Edith? Luna Lou. I'm a Canadian on a D7, and my daughter is Canadian and German. Which visa does she need to study at university and also work? Obrigada. Bon dia to you, Luna. What would you make of that, Gilda?
Well, if she's German and if she has a German passport, she doesn't need a visa. She only needs to come to Portugal, and then she needs to make a registration as an European citizen living in Portugal. So it's a much easier process for her.
Okay, very good. Luna, anything else you need to know connected with that? Do let us know. And click the like button. So I'm looking up at the like button, and we've got some likes. We've got a love heart. Thank you, Kimberly. We've got a care. And we've got an angry Paul Harrison. Why is Paul Harrison angry? Is he angry with us or is he angry at Steph? We will find out. Sorry, I have to leave the show now. I can't take any more. I need to work on my contract. I can't focus on that while listening to the show. Have a great day in life. Goodbye. I'm sure it's not like that, really. Noted Hank from Jerry. Have a good day, Matty. Good luck with all of that. We need a USA office. Are you volunteering? You noticed that? Volunteering, Hank. We might be able to supply a little bit of fizz or one of those. What is that? Somebody sent me a picture of a Portuguese wine saying, do you recognize this one? This is the one I think that you see all over. It's not showing up in WhatsApp, unfortunately. It's the one with the Lisbon tram on the front. Maybe we could send one of those over to get the party started then, Jerry. What do you think? Peggy, if you want cold and rain, she's at it in the comments. I think she's up for another battle. I think there is Peggy. We're here because of the sun. Absolutely, look at that. That's abso-freaking-lutely. I think he's upgraded his absolutely to the highest level, and we have a volunteer. Okay, me again from Angry Paul Harrison. I am in the UK here under 90 days. So do you remember what the earlier question was,
Yes.
Gilda?
Okay, so if you are from the UK, UK is no longer part of European Union, so you will need a tax representative. So you cannot take it alone in the tax office. You will need to find someone to be your tax representative to take the NIF.
Really? So it's just the good old days when I years ago just walked into the finances office and was able to get a NIF. Not possible for the Brits now.
Those old days are over.
Okay, I'm moving on then. That's how old days should work, though, isn't it? The old days are over. We need to move on, don't we, now, and look to the future. Clicking the like button. Thank you very much for that. Volunteer Hank is now being inducted by Jerry with a couple of emails, I suspect. And Hank saying to Jerry, it's crazy how many people we've gotten in touch with here who want to head to Portugal. Okay, in California. We're definitely pointing them to the community. Thank you so much for providing it, Jerry. Seriously. Isn't that lovely? Fantastic. And Victoria. Hiya, Peggy. ¿Cómo está? Great to see you here. Well, a lot of love for you this morning, Peggy. You should do this more often. Gilda, my husband and I got married in our home country. Should our marriage certificate be translated into English? Because we live legally in the USA and will apply in the USA. That's the apostille, isn't
it? Yes, if it's not in English, it should be translated.
Okay, if it's not in English, it should be translated. Okay, there you go. And apostilled in the home country?
Yes.
Okay. When I moved from Manchester, I thought I'd seen my share of rain, but if don't get rain soon, I fear for summer fires. This is the problem, isn't it? So I think more and more people praying for rain now. They've enjoyed the mild January, but come on, enough's enough. We need rain in those reservoirs. She can't get a NIF number and needs one to work and get a bank account. This is Bev's daughter, I think. She is from the UK and has the euros required. We live and have residency here, so she can live with us. It all feels impossible. I'm so sorry that it's got to this for you, Beverly. Keep trying. I think that's all we can tell you is to keep trying and try the 7 o'clock call. Try at different times of the day and make sure you've got your paper trail to show that you've tried your hardest, okay? And keep going. Yes, got the marriage translated and apostille. Thank you, Web Surfer, for your help on this, talking from your personal experience. 2 weeks post-election, has government opened up now with its majority in Parliament? So have they stopped celebrating yet, or are they still waiting to form a government, Gilda? What goes on?
Well, they were celebrating, but then Costa found out he got COVID.
Of course, not unlike yourself. Okay, so he might have been watching Babe Pig in the City, a Netflix series for the last little while. When's he back to work? Do we know?
So maybe this week he will start. Well, he's already making some movements to choose some people. So maybe this week he will choose the government.
Nervous politicians then, wondering if they've still got their jobs or if they're up for a reshuffle, as can happen at this time. So, Jerry, look at this at your service. Let us know if there's anything we can do. Absolutely 100%. Bless you, Hank. Expats Portugal, California. I think I need to go out, actually, and inaugurate that office. That's a trip, in it, Jerry? Astrid, come on. Carl, I sent a picture of the Porto 6 wine. It is sold in Trader Joe's. That's the one, Porto 6. And yes, to answer your question, I think Porto 6 are the best at exporting their wine worldwide. They've done a great deal, I think, with Trader Joe's, but it seems to turn up all over the world. And lots of people, Brits and Americans alike, seem to experience that one. And the branding's good, isn't it? The branding's strong for people drinking Portuguese wine abroad. Gilda, in reference to our marriage certificate, how recent does the copy need to be at the time of the appointment? Good question, Edith, to apply for the D7. So how what's the time scale on that?
6 months.
6 months. Okay, Laura P's got to go. At the próxima. Thank you for that. Oh, Gilda, more to add on that, yeah?
Yeah, and we actually, about the family reunification, we didn't talk about the documents that the people need to bring.
Go on.
You always need to bring the criminal records if you are a minor. How do you say? If you're not a minor.
I don't know. What to prove your age? Is it?
No, if you are over 18, how do you say? 18.
Oh, yeah. If you're not a minor, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay.
Adult. Yeah.
If you are an adult, you need to bring a criminal record with an apostille or authentified. You always need to bring a document that show the link with the person that you are going to make the family reunion. Either the birth certificate to show that you're the father or you're the son. If you're the son of the wife, you need to bring the divorce and the authorization of the father or the mother. And if you're the brother, but you have the custody, you need to bring the paper, and everything needs to be authenticated and with an apostille. And if you are an adult, you need to bring a criminal record also.
Yes. Okay. So as you might expect, all the things that prove everyone is who they say they are, and that you're, well, with the criminal record thing, it doesn't have to be clean necessarily. And I'm asking for a friend, obviously. But it doesn't have to be completely clean as a whistle, does it? It just has to be offences that are long gone, or that you're not a spy, and these sorts of things. It's conditional, isn't it, rather than absolutely a clean bill of criminal record?
It needs
Those people that,
the the penalty
yeah.
needs to be in Portuguese. If you convert it into a Portuguese one, needs to be less or equal to 2 years of prison.
Okay. So you're still okay if you've done 2 years a bird or less. Okay, so there are
Yes.
conditions there. Don't be put off if you have a criminal past or a conviction in the past. It is still possible. Can't believe I asked that question, but people need to know these things, don't they? Hi,
Yeah.
never put an angry face. I love the show. Just got fat fingers. Oh, phew! Thank goodness for that, Paul. And I hope we've got to the bottom of your inquiry there. If we haven't, you let us know, won't you? Bob's here as well, prompted to celebrate the fact that Peggy's been. Is with us this morning in the house, as we say, Prosecco Peggy in the house. We've been wondering where Peggy's been. So glad she's here today. So many of us are. Those days are over. Comment and a moment's silence made me laugh out loud. Breck's tears. The amount of damage you have done to people's lives is incalculable. Lorraine Hunter, Gilda, hello, Lorraine. Do I need all documents for D7 translated into Portuguese?
No, because they accept them in English here.
Marvelous. Okay. Great to hear that you're coming to the Algarve this week, from Chris to Deagle. And Jerry reckons that we haven't seen Peggy for a while because she was getting over her sunburn with all of that. You too. Play nicely. That wine is so lovely. It slides down so smoothly, the old Porta Seix there. It makes you feel like you're in Portugal, doesn't it? Sipping on that with the robust grapes, I'm sure, that you could, in the fragrance there, and the lovely branding. I think they moved celebrations to number 10 Downing Street. Yeah, that's where the communists and Boris all partying together, food, drink, and music. Speaking of the California Club, adult, someone who has reached the age of majority. Thank you very much for that. And correct, says Mary Off. First trip of 3 out to the Algarve. Capricorn can't wait. Was 2 years past in October since our last out in Portugal. COVID forced 5 cancelled trips. Oh my goodness. And we say a major. Oh, that's interesting that you become a major when you get to 18 there, as the opposite of minor. Interesting. Thank you very much for that, Lisa M. What are you doing up? Is Lisa M here as well? This is normal hours for me and Jim, our dear friend Jim, bon dia, Gilda and Carl. And too many of Connie's cookies. Yum. Okay, bake, please, when you get here, Connie. That's the first we've heard of that. Sounds great to me, though. And I think, says the OLP, I didn't think you can get a passport if you're a felon in the US. I don't know this for sure. Wow. A lot of US people don't have passports, today I've heard. And you can't get one if you're a felon. Wow. And a felon, isn't that an interesting word? The rest of us who aren't American only know that from the movies. Carl, I love the term 2 years a bird. I have a new term, slammer time, with MC Hammer dancing up and down. Can't touch this. May I join the Michelle and Joao F Club too? There's all sorts of clubs breaking out this morning. Amazing. By the way, if anyone has questions about Portugal and you are in California or just want to connect, hit me up in the forums at your service, Hank_2021. And just finally from for Gilda now, because I know you're going to go and face your first breath of freedom in the big city, I think, after your quarantine. Gilda, my marriage certificate shows my 2 last names at birth. But when I became an American citizen, I decided to keep only 1 last name. Will this be an identity problem when applying? Thank you. Good question, Edith. What should she do about that?
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Okay. And what should she do? This is a very enigmatic response. You are going to tell her, please. No, she's not.
Because in the United States, it's very easy to change names like that. But in Portugal, they take this very seriously.
Ah, okay. So lots of proof to make sure you're the same person. What types of documents then? Like, is it a sworn affidavit or something like that?
Birth certificates.
We got a birth certificate. Yes.
birth certificates, marriage certificates,
Any certificate, really, you've got, right?
everything that can prove that she's the same person,
Yeah.
and lots of prayers
And lots of prayers. Sorry, it's not
for
better news
Seth.
for Seth. Okay. So everything you possibly can get together to show that you are the person you say you are and to document the name change there. And and fingers crossed for that. Amazing. Okay, Edith. I trust we've helped this morning. We've given it to you straight. That could be a bit of a challenging part of your process, but the best possible advice we can give you in a somewhat difficult situation there. Because, yeah, as Gilda says, the Portuguese take that a little bit differently to the Americans, where it sounds like you can change your name willy-nilly. I mean, not change your name to willy-nilly, because that would be a silly name to have. Make friends everywhere, wouldn't you, with the name willy-nilly? But anyway, that's not what you asked. And Web Surfer says, not giving passports to people previously convicted of a crime seems to be against the Freedom of Movement conventions. Yes, you wouldn't do that in America, surely. Life's about fun and laughter too. Thank you. We can't take things too seriously. Ha ha! Yeah, we need a reminder every now and then. Someone has to do that every now and then, don't they? Of a morning. We're not doing too bad for a Monday morning, I think. Yep, there is a reason I insist in my 3 family names everywhere I go, says Elra. Okay. Thank you, Gilda, for getting us on the books, says Lisa M. Message from Lisa M there. Thank you.
And I have to say something. The consulate from San Francisco is a little bit delayed.
Okay.
It seems that they are overwhelmed with
More
lots of
than normal?
process.
More than normal? Okay, so
Yeah.
extra delays. Be patient if you're working through San Francisco, folks. Always equal to official ID documentation from the origin country. Okay, so try and keep... Well, Edith's on a different path now, so she'll just have to do what she can with that.
Yeah.
Keep us informed, Edith, and get some help, professional help. The artwork on the Porto Seix is flipping cute, says OLP. Love the guy and his barbecue and the cat. But Carl, there is also laundry hanging off the balconies. That really hit a nerve last week, didn't it? Wiley talking about laundry on the balcony. We'll talk to Wiley again next month about that. Gilda, for proof of name change, how about a photo ID of the old name and the new photo ID with the new one? It all helps, I suspect, Lonnie, doesn't it? If you've got your old photo.
Yes, that will help. That's why I told her bring the birth certificate and something. Yeah, the old passport and the current one, of course. That will help. That will help, my dear.
Oh, look at that. That's a great idea, Edith. All those old passports as well. Fantastic. Just take everything. You can't be underprepared. I mean, that's a good general rule, isn't it? You can't be underprepared for a Portuguese meeting of this kind.
Yeah.
And it shows you mean business. Pam, I know someone from the UK who changed their name. They had an official document for this, which was accepted in Portugal. Okay, so the name change documents as well. Good. French friend of mine married an American woman, and this sounds like a joke, and he hated his family, so he took his wife's last name. Now his French passport wife's name and his green card has another last name. Yikes, says Moaz there. I was looking for a punchline there. Didn't know you were here. That's who's that? Who's he talking to? Everyone, good gumpers, fondle that like button before you leave. Até amanhã. And we'll say that to you as well. Até breve, até a semana, próxima semana. Gilda, thank you so much for being here this morning and doing your best to answer everybody's questions, specifically about reunification. What are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do then to celebrate your freedom?
Maybe I will take a walk on the beach.
Oh, that sounds perfect. And then into the office today?
No.
Oh, okay. Taking it easy. Okay. The team are at the office, everybody. Get in touch with them through our business directory. There we go. That's where you need to go, expatsportugal.com/business-directory there. Gilda, enjoy that walk on the beach, and we'll see you next Monday.
See you. Bye-bye.
All right. Love to Mandela and the family. Ciao for now. There she goes. Gilda Pereira of a migration agency there based in Lisbon. Always great to go and see the team. A lot of people do and have a lovely time visiting. Take chocolates, take flowers. And we'll see Gilda next Monday, of course. Freedom! Gilda, she says there. While you're there, OLP, I'm going to bring on your lovely... the lovely wine that you mentioned and asked me, oh, haven't you got a nice tablecloth? You've set that up beautifully there. So this will bring back memories for people or actually remind them about memories they wish they could remember after having too many of these. But this is the wine in question, the Porto Seixo. I think, and I'll stand corrected on this, but I see after Matias Rosé, which is probably the biggest exported Portuguese wine, isn't it? The rosé wine. The biggest exported red has got to be this fella, right? Porto Seixo, with the old fella. He's probably got a few Dr. Bayards in his pocket. And the old 28 trams coming round the street there. And you can smell the sardines and you can hear the screech of the tram brakes there on the Porto Seixo label. And what a lovely tablecloth you have there, with a nice, is that a nice bit of, is that lalique? Or a family heirloom there, worth millions of dollars there on the table as well. Very nice setting there, OLP. Any more final comments? We haven't got time to look at the weather or the news. We got to go. But I'll answer this question. Look, how is your mum enjoying Portugal? She's loving it. She's absolutely loving it. Bless her. She had knee surgery and had a very awkward pre-Christmas time recovering from knee surgery. She's in her 80s. And she was feeling a bit sorry for herself. Daughter Ruby got her to her house for Christmas, and with the aid of my mum listened to the doctors who said, if you've got family, you make sure you go and see them. And daughter Ruby got her over here, took her to the airport, and she flew out. Oh, and she looked so little and tiny when she arrived and sad. And she was recovering with her poorly knee, and she has transformed entirely thanks to Portugal and the Portuguese. Well, this mild, let's face it, this mild January has served my mother well. She's loving the food. She's loving the vibe. She's loving the people. She's having a great time. Thank you very much indeed for asking. Michelle, Cindy B, we so hope we can come and visit you again and have you to ourselves for an afternoon. Book yourself out. Check out Cindy B's scheduler for one-to-one appointments there. Today, I'm looking forward to getting my room cleaned after a 7-day quarantine. My God, what is it looking like in there? Does it look like a Jimmy Hen? Does it look like a communist party in there? Does it look like a festa d'avant in there, with food cartons and all sorts, noodle boxes all strewn around the place? You crazy gumpers, and your funny comments makes for a great start to my day. Thanks for your info and entertainment. I second that, Suze. Couldn't do it without you all. Have a great day. From Jersey P. Oh, Felicity Brits. What documents are required for family reunification? Watch the replay. Gilda details them. Go back about 20 minutes from here. Yeah, it is. Thank you so much, Michelle, for asking. We'd love to meet your mother, or at least a photo of her with you and your family. Yes, I can do that. I've got some crackers, Lonnie. When you come and see, you'll meet mum. But yes, I keep saying she should do a little feature on here. Ask Carl's mum anything. Should we encourage that? But it will cause me some great embarrassment. But I'm prepared to take that bullet. Boa semana a todos from Pam. Well-earned day off today, says Bev, to magnificent Monsanto and historic Idana Velha, Central Portugal, after days working on our quinta. Well done, Bev. Have a great time. And that wine, we actually found it at Trader Joe's after our first trip and then had to have a bottle. Let's have a long, lingering look at that. Oh, and yes, whilst I'm here on the pictures, we saw, this is an appropriate sunset for the end of the show, isn't it, today? How lovely. And what we haven't done for a little while is some of this. Who is this? We still haven't got to the bottom of this. We did solve a few mysteries. This, of course, was Rebel Mama, living up to her name now with her Clash T-shirt and punky outfit on. This was Owen, of course, as a lad there in the picture on the streets of northern England there. And this was Nuno, would you believe? Sporting Lisbon face painting there. That's amazing. The atmosphere of that match must have been incredible. But who is this? This hasn't been, that's a false moustache, but it's a real ponytail, everybody. Not an integral set built into the baseball cap. He grew his own hair so that he could say to his grandchildren, I once had a mullet. And business at the front, party at the back. Who is that? And do send in your photos of yourself at an earlier age. We should have asked Gilda while she was here, shouldn't we, for one of those? So from our wider community, from our partners, associates, colleagues, acquaintances, and all you lovely listeners and viewers, do send in pictures of yourself. Let me just put that number up to do that. Pictures and voice messages. I haven't had any of those for a while. Voice messages are always fun. 913-590-303. I'll leave it on the the screen for now. Thanks, Carl. It's an apple paperweight and an Indian handmade tablecloth. Nothing expensive. Looks beautiful, though. And nice to know. You could find some Portuguese wine there, says Antonio F. And I love Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's is the place to go for that português. And miss all of you wonderful psychopaths. See, he means well. He means that well. No, nothing bad intended by the old psychopath comment. And S. Can is here as well. Hello to both of you from a bit sunny London. Yeah, enjoy that sunny bit in London there, S. Can. Thank you for joining us this morning. Join us next Monday for more migration inquiries to be bottomed, to be answered, to be dealt with. See you next Monday with Gilda, and see you tomorrow when we talk to... always great to have a chat with someone from Spartan. Find out what's going on in Blighty. Find out what's going on with the currency movements around the world. And Nunu. Always interesting to talk to Nunu, Cub Scout and bush lover. Who doesn't love a bush? Who doesn't love an untamed bush in the morning? Talking to Nunu about that tomorrow as well. Take care. And bye for now. We'll see you in the morning. Ciao, ciao.